Can We Talk, the interview. We are back again. I feel like we kind of got superstar energy going right now. You know, we have, I'll be straightforward and say, this is one of my favorite performers in the city. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like
a true performer.
Like a performer's performer.
True performer.
We got Jabari Clay in the building right now.
What's up?
You know.
Jabari, I love you!
all that.
Before we do get started, definitely want to shout out the fact that 2 singles just dropped. I'll say this weekend, but it's probably going to drop like a little later. But Shadow and Freedom, first, both songs are fire.
Yeah,
like,
what you think about them?
Mm-hmm.
I love Shadow. Like, Shadow literally took everything to me. I'm not even going to lie to you. Shadow, first time I heard it, I was just like, yeah, this is immediately getting playlisted. Like, you know, sometimes you hear something and be like, it's cool. When it come on, I listen to it. I was like, no, I'm gonna listen to this. And Freedom gave you that feeling of power and all that. And it's just like,
definitely needs to be on like a soundtrack to a movie.
That's
like we were talking about that before you got here, and I was like, this sounds like it needs to be at the ending credits of a good Black Power movie. Yes.
Right? Yeah, I felt that when I was writing that, it was the same thing, and them horns and all that. I felt like it was Shaft, and I just wanted to come through and slap a bitch, you know. No, it was really cool. It really felt like that, and I just wanted to kind of touch every part of, you know, freedom, liberty,
absolutely,
black rights, gay rights. You know, that's what the song kind of represents. Everything, absolutely. Just being yourself.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. That's especially whenever you got like, you know, a form of art, you know, like yourself. It's all about expressing like yourself. That's what it's about at the end of the day. So speaking of the 2 singles that you just dropped, the album that's coming out soon. Walk us through your recording process for that. Like, where was your mind at? How are you feeling? Walk us through the process.
It was a crazy process. It's been 3 years.
I would have never have guessed.
3 years.
Based off those 2 singles, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. I was overseas and I was touring when I was working on the album, so I would come home. I would work with, you know, crazy artists, meet these people. I went to Finland, recorded.
I mean, you could drop some names. You don't got to be humble. You could drop the names.
No. I went to record. I mean, just great musicians that I worked with along the way, and the music just came to me, and it was a lot of shit through it too. You know, just kind of getting it and just thinking about when the right time to release it, because I didn't want to release it when I was in Europe and all these other crazy places, and I couldn't really touch, you know, home with it. So it took 3 years, and then y'all know what happened last year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. COVID shut the world down.
COVID shut the world down, and a lot of it was done. So I went back in the studio and just started recording. That's when I recorded Freedom. My brother Judah was on the album with me. He brought the track, and he was like, "Yo, I think you'll be good on this one."
He was right.
Yeah.
He was really right.
I think you'll be good on this. I think you'll be good. And I went in, and we actually wrote the lyrics. I wrote a lot of his lyrics. He wrote a lot of mine. We kind of did the placements in my mom's backyard, like chilling, hanging out. You know, like let's write it. And we were in the studio and just playing it. And it just kind of came out to be what it was. It was
beautiful.
Really,
beautiful, so beautiful.
Yeah. Dude, shout him out, because like I'm not gonna when he came on rapping, I was just like, dude, cold with it. And then I was like, oh, this is a white dude.
And it's a white boy, yeah. Right. So that was crazy too, because the content, because he was like, man, I don't know if I could say that. And I don't know if I'm like, you are the perfect person to say this shit.
You need to
know
be
what
an
I mean?
advocate.
You can talk to, your granddaddy, your aunties, and say, this is how this really was, you know? So that's exactly what so he went in and, critiqued it and, came back and, how this verse sound? I was like, nah, you need to take it out. You say that shit, they gonna kill you. On this track with you. So
I ain't even gonna throw you out there like
that. You gotta word that different. And then it was some stuff that he wrote, and it was like, whoa, because he, it struggled for real for everybody in a sense.
Absolutely.
He went through and he came back, and I'm like, nah, you ain't that black to say that. Like, you ain't been through that much.
You might sound like it, but
but he did a really a good job of just bringing it together. I'm happy that it was received on both ends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
So you did mention there was a couple like issues and difficulties in the process of the album. Like, what were some of those? I know you did mention like you didn't want to release it overseas, and then COVID did what COVID did.
It was some more bullshit in there too.
Yeah,
yeah, it really was. A lot of things happened. I lost my dad.
Definitely sorry to hear that.
Crazy. I mean, that's not a pity party, so we ain't even doing that American Idol shit. You know, we gonna keep it moving. You know, because he was a big part of it. I lost relationships, just trying to chase it, and that's kind of, you hear the album, when you hear the full album, you'll hear it's like a full body of just like, you know, somebody in their 30s and 20s that's just been through it, you know, and
like
came back
story.
from it in a story. So the struggle was experience too. So I had to kind of live some of that shit to like really be able to
portray it
and really, y'all really feel it, you know. So that was a big thing. Just the amount of money, and I didn't want to do no GoFundMe, none of that bullshit. I just wanted to do it myself. So I definitely worked my behind off to really do it, and it's
to make sure,
you know,
it's
make sure it's done self-made. I didn't want anybody to tell me I couldn't wear this, I couldn't be this person, I couldn't say this. So I wanted to do it myself. And I think that's the process of 3 years. So you imagine those 3 years, you change, you grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you become a whole different person from when you originally started. And it's just like, you look at the music that you did in the beginning and then to now, and it's just like, wow, look how much I've changed.
Yeah.
You know, look how
much.
much.
That person anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so did you have moments of like, oh, this is not a song on here anymore. Let me take this out.
Yeah. Okay. I work with a producer, Jonathan Weaver. I'm a shout out. And Rashad Brandon, Sam Amato, and they were like they're real people.
Yeah.
And so we went in, we record this shit, and they just say, "Oh, I'm gonna let you do everything you want to do. You know, I play the keys, I do this and do that, and we'll go back and listen." Like, you want to hear that shit? That, yeah. You want to hear that? What's that? Like, and my feelings was hurt. I was like, "Nigga, that's a song. That's a trumpet player now."
I was saying my heart out on
that. And they had to tell me some of that. It's like, "No, that ain't cool," and we had to accept it. So. Yeah, that was a whole thing, and then I do this whole song, and I'm like, ain't nobody gonna listen to this. And then I let someone hear it, and then I would hear it from their perspective, and I'm like, okay, let me approach it from a different way. So I didn't really scratch nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So you mentioned that, you know, you go overseas and you travel like to all these different places all over the world. Would you encourage other local artists to get out of their comfort zones and experience other countries, cities, cultures, and all that in order to gain like more recognition? Or, you know, because a lot of people here in the city now, it's like they're stuck in that my city doesn't support me type of, you know, mentality. Would you encourage them to get out of the city?
Hell yes. Let me tell you, I was talking to a good friend, Jason. I think y'all know Jason.
Yeah.
Talented artist, and we were talking.
Very.
I was letting him know.
Our first interview.
He did. Yeah. Jason. Yeah. Dope. Dope all around. Good energy. And he was saying, you know, you've been to all these places, and you know, I was telling you can go there too, and they will receive you so much more than what you think.
Absolutely.
I love Florida. I love Orlando. It's my home. It's, you know, where we at. But it's so much more in the world. We got some real magic here.
We do.
We got some real magic here. And like, because I've seen those places, and I've seen what those other places have to offer. And I've seen what we had to offer, and it's no comparison.
See, and to piggyback on it, because we did talk about that yesterday, where it was just like, this can be a musical hotbed.
Yeah.
We have all the talent. It's just we're not quite putting it together. So what do you think? Not even saying you got to be the one to lead the charge or anything, but what do you think needs to be done for Orlando to actually be the Miamis and the Atlantas that we should be? Because we got the talent in every realm here.
We do.
Our R&B scene is fire, but you know, Orlando's more locked into the trap section of things, and you know, y'all kind of get put on the back burner, unfortunately. So yeah, what do you think has to happen for it to just collectively come together, excuse me, and grow?
I kind of like what's going on with this. It's a building thing. It feels like a little bit to me like a baby Atlanta in the making with everything that's going on, and it has to be placements, and everybody have to go in their corner. I'm one of them people, and come together, and I can feel that, you know, that we're all coming together. It's a little fine network. I've been in this for a minute here, you know, even when, you know, R&B was like, okay, we'll do this and do a show, whatever, you know, so CeCe Tennille is another one. Carmen Harrell, Taisha Woods, they put on the shows, whatever. They fought for it. So I think we're making those connections in our little corners that we're building here. And I think maybe in the near future, it'll be something that we're doing collectively. Even with the LGBT community, and just doing shows and bringing those things together so we feel like a family in Orlando. It's just that, and y'all got to think, this is a melting pot. So it takes time for everyone to kind of come together. Like, I don't know, you from a whole different part of the world,
right?
But I think it's working. It's coming together. Let's give it some time.
And I can agree with that. I can agree with that because even though we all know it's not going to happen overnight,
right?
But I feel like with our platform and other artists in the city, we're bringing light to that, so it makes sense that it's not going to happen right now, but we're on the right path. We're taking the strides necessary to get to be the next Atlanta or the next Miami. You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So it makes me go back to we know you're always booked, like
blessed,
literally
blessed.
Booked and busy, okay?
You got stuff to do.
We had to hop on this interview today.
Look,
you said you're available.
That,
okay,
y'all did that. No, y'all did that. I mean, shout out to y'all for real. This team is really dope. Y'all came in.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like honestly, like when we actually started talking about setting this up, and you were just like, I'm so excited. I was just like, I'm a fan.
Thank
you and Stephanie are like best friends. It's the first time I met.
We didn't even know. I'm serious. Didn't even know.
It works. But I was gonna say, what is your favorite and least favorite place to perform in your experience so far?
Favorite place to perform? I have to say, I did a show with Monica at Lake Eola.
Oh, nice.
And it was really crazy.
That was downtown.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. No, I appreciate it. No, it was just the love because I performed for my family and people around. So, that
it's crazy.
was really good.
Me and Dakari were like front row for that show.
Yeah.
And I just remembered it now because he was like, yeah, I did the show with Monica. And I was like, I swear I remembered you from somewhere, but I could never place it. But we were literally like right there on the security rails. And I was like, this dude is so dope. But I didn't know who you were at the time.
Yeah, and I was leaving like the next day to go overseas. I was like, I'm out of
I was gonna go.
I was out. No, that show meant a lot to me. That was actually probably one of my favorite shows. Everybody was there, my family. And that's really rare that I get a chance to have everybody from elementary school to, the person that my Sunday school teacher, my pastor there. That meant a lot.
It was definitely dope vibes. All right. I mean, you got to have a least favorite now. Like, you got to have just like a crowd that you were just like, bro, y'all are
tough. Y'all are a tough crowd.
Favorite. Damn, y'all gonna get me in trouble. I ain't saying that shit on camera. I love all my jobs. I like everything I do.
We're
not gonna mess up the bag right now. We're not gonna mess up the bag
at all.
I mean, if it was overseas, you can
say
they don't understand.
Nah, overseas they lit. If they don't even understand you, they lit. We were in Russia, and a little girl, she's like 3 or 4. She sat at the stage every night of our show and like imitated the musicians.
That's dope.
And when we asked her what was her name, she didn't speak a lick of English, but she had a translator, and the translator was kind of scared to tell us what she was saying. She was like, I love my brown people. And it was the funniest thing. I mean, you couldn't help it. She was 3.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? She didn't mean that bad. And she was just like,
that's dope.
Yeah. Watch our world. Watch our world with it. So I mean, they would see you and they didn't, she just loved the music.
Exactly.
I don't like stale people. I'm gonna just say computer.
Yeah. I feel like they can't.
I love performing for. I'm gonna be honest. It's 2 different crowds. You got the crowd that your black crowd that's coming. They want you. You got to give everything. You better roll around the floor. You got to be James Brown. You got to be, Kim,
Tina Turner,
all of that.
All that. But yeah, so I like that. And that's the rawness of it. And then I also like the professionalism of it and the calmness of it and the therapeutic part of it that it does for other times when you play different music.
Definitely. So let me see, because I have another quick question here. So, okay, so your sound is very unique. Very, very unique. I love it. I remember the first time that I came in contact with you was here at a Woodwall show.
Yep.
Shout out to Woodwall.
And I was blown away. Like your sound, like the way you blown away. So as far as developing your sound goes, there's some artists out there that are having trouble developing their own sound. What advice can you give to them, or what are the steps that you took to develop your own sound?
I've been at this since I was like 6 or 7, and I took piano lessons and vocal lessons, all that stuff. And that's not to say you don't have, it's music in every form. I just say stay true to yourself and what you're doing in the music, because it's not a right or wrong in music. You just got to sell it and know and be. You got to believe it,
right?
And if you don't believe it, nobody else can believe it. It just can't. I like to be real. I like to be a liaison because I'm a little bit of old school and new school, so I'm like right there in the middle.
Yeah.
And I like a little bit of both of it. And sometimes you hear the old school and they say, "Oh, that stuff they doing auto tune and putting all this shit on it." Or whatever.
Them new school kids.
Everything sounds like a tick 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 tick. That's what a tick 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 a tick tick. And that ain't really what it is. That's their own music. That's their own art. You know what I mean? That's just a new style. So I also like to bring to new school, like, listen, learn that shit. Study a little bit of something. I went to piano lessons where, somebody would tell me, you hitting wrong, nigga, what you ain't playing right. Mine wasn't no sales. So, have that discipline in yourself, and it'll show in your music. It'll show your music.
And it definitely shows in yours. Because like I said, I was blown away. The fact that you were playing instruments, you were singing, like you were doing all that. And I was like,
and then also just like the subtle things, like you can tell when it comes to your art, you're like a perfectionist.
You don't play. You don't play.
So y'all can imagine how some of them rehearsals go.
I bet.
Shout out to y'all, them, and the background singers, and the band, and Po' Boy them, Trap Live, all them. I work with them, man. I'm definitely a perfectionist, and at the end, sometimes I'm probably the most hated person in the room. But at the end of the show, they always come back and say,
"Yep,
thank you." You know what I mean? I'm not rude. I ain't gonna curse you out or make you feel bad or talk down. But I'm gonna be very honest and direct. Oh, Lord, you been in one of my rehearsals?
Yeah, the place on West Colonial.
I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't.
He apologized for it. I'm sorry.
It was good. You was.
Yeah, I know music, and I come from church too. Strict directors, and I've done the choral thing and all that. So when you there for business,
right?
And, you know what I mean, and you there to really do a job. So I'm really hard in my rehearsal. So it's.
Yeah,
but you gotta be. You gotta take your craft seriously. You know what I'm saying? So that discipline, that confidence, all of that stuff comes from, you taking your job or your craft as serious as you should. And that's the problem with like some artists nowadays, is that I could tell you in here just playing around. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you're in the position that you're in, and these other people are elevating because look at the seriousness that they're putting into their craft. And
I would say, like, even when you did the Woodwall show, like, you had full control over the whole band. Like, literally, you understood there was not one beat. And if the beat was off, you might not have said, "Hey, what the hell going on?" But you could tell, like, it was kind of one of those, I hear that now.
I hear that. You hear that too.
I heard
that. And it's supposed to be that way. Like,
absolutely.
I love music. I love the band. I love the realness. I love the real sound. I respect them, because they do a lot back there behind you. If one of them drop, it's a machine.
Right.
Yeah, you messed up. But it's a level of, of discipline that you got to have in it. And I know that shit. I know my sound. I know what I want to do. And if you can't control it, if you don't know your music, how you expect somebody else to know it?
Right.
Yeah.
And enjoy it too.
Yeah, and I walked in like on sound check, and even in the sound check, I was like, damn, like you like killing right now in sound check. Some people kind of like half-ass it a little bit. It was just like, I just want to make sure it sound right. No, you was like, no, I'm gonna perform in practice. I'm gonna perform when I wake up and I drink my tea and all that. It's like I'm always performing all day. And you can tell because like everything is so disciplined and like the acts. There was not one part of the act what you did here where it was just like you could have did this instead. There was no room for error at all. There was no room for error.
It was perfect. Like I told you, I was blown away.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Like, I appreciate that because you know what? If y'all don't know, these are two real folks right here. Absolutely. You know, if you see the BTS of this, you'll know. So they ain't saying nothing just to make me feel good. They tell me how this. I really appreciate that. Now, I mean, that's what I wanted to do. Absolutely. That's what I want my music to do. So, and to help people. That's what it's really all about.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, I tend to be the person that stirs the pot a little bit, right?
Oh, okay. What's up?
So,
oh shit.
We know you.
What's up?
We know Jabari Clay, like you're your own entity. Like you do your thing, but of course you work with other people. So we're gonna give you.
Oh God.
I'm gonna be fair and give you two. Who are your two favorite people to perform with?
In the world? See, I'm being petty.
See, now
I'm in the world. What we doing?
We're gonna start. We'll do both. We'll do locally, and we're gonna do.
He's trying to set you up.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get. But I just want that phone call later. We was like, oh, so I thought I was there.
They know not to call my phone.
I said what I said.
Call my phone with this shit. It'll be all right. I like you too.
You might be number 4. Okay, this
I'm gonna make this real cool. I performed for BB King's All-Star Band for a real long time. Nice. So all of the, clearly you got to be a cool singer, especially the girls. They got to be, powerhouses. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed performing with all of the BB Queens that I worked with. Mm-hmm. They were like top notch. Nice. Janelle Davis, Delise Rowe. I think she has even an album, Girl on Beat. Mm-hmm. These great. They were amazing, tight. CeCe Tennille. Mm-hmm. They were all amazing. So I say those are my favorite people to perform with. Damn, you stirring up something.
It's my job.
Okay. I gotta answer.
I gotta throw a little Charlemagne energy in every
He's like, do I gotta answer?
I mean, I said 2. No.
I did. I didn't get for that. Oh, okay. You know what? You're right. I'm not.
You did that. Who's you on here?
You right.
I guess. I'm gonna let.
I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like I've been in the studio with you. I've seen you perform live.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get your drive from? Because I've never seen you have as nothing. Mm-hmm. Everything you do, from the instruments to making sure the sound check is right, everything is on point. Even your look, everything is on point.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Like, what motivates you? What drives you?
My family being real with me, and I get it from the house before I leave. They get me together. My brother them get me together. Like, you ain't going to do with that shit on. And then at the same time, they also build me up. Hey, what's going? You look good. This is what people gonna say. And they real. They put themselves outside of loving me and trying to figure out what's best for me. So I got a real ass family that say, this is what this shit's supposed to be. If it ain't that, then sit down. You ain't my brother. You ain't my you ain't my son.
And you need that.
You need that.
You need that. You need those real people.
That's what really drives me, to be really good at it and to really make my family proud. It's nothing more than that, Like, I'm real simple.
So who in your family would you say bullies you the most? In the sense of, hey, tighten up. That ain't it. Let's get right.
Shit, it's a list of them. They all
on your ass.
My mama is the shadiest. Love her to death, but so she get it together first. Mm-hmm. And she know how to ask a question like, you finna do that? You already know. Whatever
now you already questioning yourself.
And whatever you getting ready to do,
I ain't gonna do it.
I ain't gonna. Never mind.
I'm just playing.
Chill.
I ain't gonna do it.
My sisters, they all raw.
Mm-hmm.
They all raw. I mean, they called me and was like, what you wearing, fish? What you got on? They say they're real.
Yeah.
So I get it. Mm-hmm. So I get it from the house. So that's that drive. Like, I'm all right. This is where it's at. Mm-hmm. And just to make sure my music reach the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? My art, your whole thing is, it's everything. Your look's a part of it. You gotta sell something. If they don't know who you are, then you just there.
Pretty much.
So bouncing off of that, because you want to make sure that your music reaches, you know. So as far as like the LGBTQ community, like, do you perform, or do you think that your music reaches them? Like,
yeah, I produced a show for it's based around LGBT. It's not just LGBT, it's for everyone, because we have everybody perform. It's a really cool platform, a couple great friends that are on it with me. And we listen to our DMs when, you know, young gay people will call and text me and say, hey, I'm trying to get on. How do you get on, man? You know, what did you do to get yourself on? I see you performing at this type of venue and that type of venue. And I say, you know, you got to kind of remove yourself from what you do, and let your art speak for itself. Yeah. You know, I'm an artist that's happened to be gay. Yeah. You know, I'm not a gay artist. Absolutely. Right. You know, so that's not what the forefront is for me. So I try to like make sure I portray that to them. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and I make it connect. It's really cool. So I'm working on a cool show in Orlando, heart of Orlando.
And that's what I was gonna say next. So tell us a little bit more about that
this show. This show is good. It's real good. It's a show, and it's everyone. It's like I told you, transsexuals, straight, you know, gay, whatever you identify yourself, everybody's welcome. And these are people who are singing live music. We have definitely great guests from RuPaul's Drag Race that come on. Cool people, most of the miscongenialities or whatever you call them, you know, the pageants and stuff that they come when they sing, because they're real talented people. Right. So, you know, y'all can imagine that show and them rehearsals and I have a good time. It's really it's a lively, cool show, and it's something that's just raw. It's just real. They just want to sing.
Absolutely.
And
every last Friday of the month, downtown Church Street at Irish Shannon.
Okay, and what can we expect from a show like that? Like, we just coming in and have a good time. We turn it
up. Check my page out. Check my page out.
Okay,
go to my page. You turn up. You come in
and make sure give the name so they know where they're going to
look. It's almost like a pole show, but live music. So they really get in. Everyone goes in. They put on their show. I think they're creative.
Okay.
So it's really cool. That's a really good part of it, and it's other shows and stuff that I produce as well too, with major acts, and that's really good too.
That's exciting. So you mentioned like other shows that you produce. Like, is that something that you enjoy doing, like aside from music, as far as like producing?
Well, I think it's a part of my journey.
Okay.
To help, you gotta not necessarily reach back, but you gotta bring along, and connect, and reach out. Say it again. I can't say that again. I can't say it.
Look, freestyle, that's so cool.
That touched me.
Freestyle is so good. You got what he said already.
You ain't gotta reach back, but you gotta bring along.
Y'all just rewind. Yeah, got it.
So that's important to connect.
Very nice. Love it.
I got a question.
Okay.
Well, Ben had told me you perform on cruise ships and stuff.
I did that, yeah.
Like, how was that experience? Because I love cruises now.
Let me tell you.
Good parts when you had a little show and shit. Like, how was that experience?
I'm gonna let a secret out about the cruise ship. This is all my fellow cruise ship members. Exclusive. The crew had way more fun than the guests.
Word.
Okay, it was the best time. It was the best experience. I woke up every day in a different country. Nice. I met so many different people. I can identify people really fast. I stayed true to myself with it, and that's the only thing about it. Just stay true to yourself, and you'll get a chance to see the whole experience for what it is. Yeah, it's fun. It's real fun. You meet people. I ain't gonna even tell you. It's wild. It's wild. Yes.
Whatever happens on a cruise ship,
stay on a cruise ship. I'm not gonna even do that. None of them. I'm not gonna even do that. Yeah.
So real quick, I do want to get back into the singles that you just put out. Because of course we'll even separate them, because I know they are two singles, but they're completely different energies and just feels behind them. So, like I said, I immediately clicked with Shadow. Shadow was fire.
Shadow was for us. That was the change in my life. Shadow was about an audition I went on, and I was sitting in this audition. I was sitting on a bench. I was out the door, and I was all dressed up, getting ready to go in, and I was getting ready to didn't know it, but I was getting ready to make the biggest decision in my life, and sign this contract to go somewhere where I'd never been and didn't know anybody. And before I was doing, I could just look at my shadow. And I'm like, man, if you see the shadow, I mean, I look strong. I look, it is. And, black, all that, you know. But behind it, I was scared of shit.
Yeah.
You know, and the song tells you, you know, if I was scared of commitment, so I made an issue. So I could have easily said, you know, no, I don't want to do this because I don't even like the way that lady looked. You know, when I walked in the room. But I did my thing.
That was a powerful line. I think, like you mentioned, the whole commitment line. It's like, so you always create an issue, and I was just like, damn, we all do that shit.
We do that shit a lot. All of us.
If we ain't trying to deal with somebody, we gonna figure out. Nah, I ain't even trying to worry about this right now. So that's like, it was relatable, where it was just like, damn, regardless, even if you know how sometimes you put music on and you just halfway listen.
Yep.
A line or two is gonna stick out, and you're gonna be like, let me start this whole damn song over.
Exactly, because I feel like something else was said and I missed it.
The man that spoke to me 7 times already. Let me correct this right quick.
Yeah, that's what it was about.
It really was one of those that was just like, immediately makes like the consumer go, I know Jabari now. Like I feel like we understand like the artistry and of course it's a lot that goes behind it, but when you get the final product, it's just like, no, this is a performer we need to follow. This is who we should be paying attention to.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and that's what I really want. I want the world to understand that, and I want to be focused around my music.
Yeah.
Stay the hell out of my business.
That's why it's my business, not yours.
You're going to see it, you're going to get what you're going to get. And I'm okay with that because I know myself.
Absolutely.
You know, so, and I know that all that shit comes along with it.
Absolutely.
And you got to be okay with that. So I'm totally fine. Y'all, my mama love me. So it is what it is. Matters. Yeah.
Oftentimes, or sometimes, do you find yourself getting like compared to other artists, not just other local artists, but like celebrities as well?
John Legend, Anthony Hamilton.
That was what I said. That was what I said. I was like, oh my gosh, he's giving me like John Legend vibes right now.
I put the songs in the group chat. Stephanie, oh my God, he's giving me John Legend.
Yes. I was just like, because with John Legend, like you feel every single word that he's saying, and that's how I felt listening to that song. I was
that's a great comparison. I mean, he paved the road for that. You know, I'm honored. I listen to his music, but I'm not like, oh my God, I got to listen to what John Legend did.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I played the piano just probably as
place.
long as him. You know, and song just as long as him. It's just on a different thing. But I love it that he introduced us to this pave of musicians, black musicians, that whole Duke Ellington piano, vocals, and you know, just the rawness of it. That's what's cool to me.
And that's what resonates with me the most is like the rawness of it. Like you know, R&B isn't the same as it used to be nowadays. So it's like you have a lot of people, you know, using like the auto tunes and, you know, like, you know, the new school R&B. So whenever we can get back to that rawness that you have, it's just like, this is what I love. This is what we need. This is what I love to hear.
It's that feel good.
Yes.
It's that record music that you want on there. I mean, the album is full of, all the tracks are full of live instrumentation. I went and did some digital stuff. You can tell that, and that's cool, but it's I can play that, strip all that stuff down and just play it as regular songs. And that's what I think you should be able to do with your music. And that's real music. Yep. You know, in any form.
Definitely.
So how many instruments can you play?
About 4. Okay. About 4. My heart is the piano.
Oh yeah, you ain't leave that keyboard.
Yeah, right. I told that bitch on my back.
Keyboard was not getting too far.
It's going. Yep.
It was one of the songs that I enjoyed watching you perform the most was "Crazy" by Gnarls Barkley.
CeeLo Green. You know, I wish CeeLo was like my uncle. I really do. I wish he was my uncle.
That's what like a good CeeLo John Legend combined. Man.
Yeah, CeeLo is everything. Now, now that's way more of a comparison to me than to John Legend, which I love. But CeeLo, I wish that was my uncle right there. I do. He's everything.
And he's
we gonna write him. We gonna mention him in this clip, and we gonna slide in his DM.
Tag him every day.
Hey, Unc.
Okay, Unc.
Come get your nephew
for real.
Unc,
come get your nephew, bro. Stop playing with us.
My mama down here tripping. Please come get. Right, send for me.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're not like somebody that put a business all the way out there like that.
Okay.
But you have music that is very like telling of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like if somebody was trying to get to know you,
they know it. Yeah.
Feel like your most introspective record is like that you've done original music.
That's a good question.
Good job, Brian.
Dang, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Shoot, let me see what song would represent. Y'all, you haven't heard it yet.
It's on the album.
It's on the album. It's probably Write It Off, because I probably give less, excuse my French, fucks about what anybody got to say, you know, and the song's about Write It Off. It's about, you know, going through a relationship, whatever the case is. I write real, I'm a Mary J. Blige type of writer.
You did perform that, you know, at the Woodwall show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
See, I better start going to these performances now. Yeah. You'll get the exclusives now.
Yeah, and that song was actually really written from Betty Wright, No Pain, No Gain. And she was actually on the original recording that I had, the sample. I sent it over to her team. They heard it. She loved it. And unfortunately, she couldn't actually give me permission to use that to go through someone else. And before all that, situation, she transitioned. So
yeah. But even the fact that she loved it was
that meant so much to me. That meant so much to me. That meant a lot to let her really hear it.
Yeah.
So maybe I would probably release the sample with her on that as a just unreleased or whatever, just some as a cover or whatever the case is. But I won't put on the album like that. I'll put another version. But yeah. So yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm excited.
So do you have a date for the album right now?
Hell no. I'm gonna give y'all a single. No.
Hell no.
I'm gonna give y'all single after single after single. I mean, I think it takes time for the world to know you. I mean, I put out all this work. I spent all this money on this album, and I'm just gonna give y'all this, and y'all probably gonna listen to the album once. And the music's good. It's only some people that are music lovers that do that. But if you're looking at it from a different perspective, you want to reach people, so you want to just kind of give them a little bit at a time, so they can understand and build up to the album. You know, and by that time, I might be a whole nother person. So
that's true as well.
Yeah.
So okay, don't be too hyped for the album. It's coming though.
No,
it's on the way now.
Okay, you'll get it before the year's out. That's definitely it. But I want to put some stuff out first, and
that's
some
good.
Cool singles and single projects.
We can accept that because I got to take my normal Drake jab. Well, we've been waiting on Drake. Drake said, "Yeah, I got y'all so and it's the year about over."
This not about Drake.
You right?
No,
okay. This not about Drake. No. Okay.
Stephanie don't play about her Drake.
This is about Jabari. So
Drake said he's not putting no music out till he really want to put no. He told you what he was doing. He did all summer and on Valentine's Day. Okay. You don't want. I get it. You know, sometimes you feel like that shit. You know what? And I learned this in the music. Put that shit out when you want to put it out.
Absolutely.
Like who
it's
rushing
still
you to
your
put music
stuff,
out? My good friend Daniel, Saint Juju told me this. He said, put that shit out. What you rushing for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you rushing for to put it out?
At the end of the day, it's your work. It's your story.
Yeah. Is visuals something that you do?
Oh, I'm all about visuals. I'm all in that shit. I know it. Videographers. Shout out to the Kari back here. I know we did some editing and stuff. I love images. I love myself. I love making stuff come to light and being a part of that. You know what I mean? It's a look, like I told you, it's a part of my whole art.
Right.
To look a certain way. My brother don't let me go out the door looking crazy, at all. So, I just love it. The visuals and the photos and it all makes it goes with the music. Yeah.
So, since you dropped 2 singles, are you going to be dropping any visuals for those singles?
Oh yeah. Freedom is going to be a crazy ass video. In the works with a couple. Well, I want to direct it. But along with Judah and Camilla, because they also are in the the video world as well. But I have this really crazy concept, but I want to record it, and it's coming out really soon. Maybe in a couple weeks we'll put the visual out.
Yes.
It's gonna be everything, baby. You don't know what you're gonna see. You might see berets and tutus. I just want it to be really, really real and raw. And create these crazy scenarios.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about the freedom.
Just
the
be
message.
fully expressive about what's happening.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah, we ain't letting nobody be boxed in over here. Right. We don't do that. We don't do that boxed in stuff.
Do you? I know you've done a lot. You've done a lot of touring. We talked about cruises. So when it comes to the business side, who helps you with your business? Because you've got a lot done, and I know a lot of artists. that's where they get tangled up at on the business side.
I'm gonna tell you something really crazy. I have an agent, but I have an agent for some of the corporate things and the other things that I do. But I don't have a manager. I literally manage myself. Shout out to the manager out there that really know what they're doing, and want a cool artist. But I'm not even really looking for a manager because that's another bill that you got to afford.
Yeah.
If you ain't really doing shit, I want to keep that money myself. I can negotiate.
Yeah.
I definitely know how to talk
Yeah.
for myself. And then I do different project management. So I hire someone to come in and do the admin work and to do this part of it, you know, and the negotiation and all that stuff sometimes. Because sometimes I'll be like, I just want to be an artist. So I collect a team on different projects that I work on because everybody don't know every goddamn thing.
You're right.
Very true.
Right.
Very true. So let's put together the Jabari Super Tour. What 3 artists? And you got to put them in order till you headlining. We're not even gonna play that. You opening up for anybody. You headlining. Okay. What 3 artists you want on your tour?
What 3 artists did I put on my tour? I would probably put Lucky Day.
I love Lucky Day.
I would probably put Ari Lennox. And
we on a roll. Okay.
I would probably throw a wild card out there. Duran
Brand.
Duran Brand. I put him on tour.
Fire.
Yeah, I want to do a tour with him. Yeah.
We're going to mention him in this clip, too.
That's one of the most fun characters on Instagram, yo.
Yeah.
Durant.
Yeah.
Like,
I was listening to his album not too long ago on the way over here.
That man is he's super dope.
And Tiana Taylor. I would love to go on tour with Tiana Taylor. Yeah, that's my girl.
We got to get you in on one of, I don't know if you watch like Stevie Mackey's, like he used to do Taco Tuesdays. Where he get Avery Wilson and all of them in there.
That's funny because they try to call me the Stevie Mackey of Orlando.
Look, I mean, you got it figured out.
No, he's doing his thing over there. Like that's where music at. He's holding on that rhythm. I think everything he's doing is brilliant.
Like, but I can see why people would consider you that because, like, even when you consider like we did your show here, and I'm not trying to call it like a sidekick or backup singer, but you know, Yoshi headlines a lot here.
Yeah,
and it's just the respect where it's just like, no, this is your show. I'm here to rock out with you.
But you know, it's on the other end. I've done shows with her, and I was her sidekick, and you just know your place. That
absolutely
it's not my show.
Yeah,
you know, and you support your friend. You know, and that doesn't mean I can't shine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just
you did give her
back. Yeah, that's my girl. We work on that, and we talk about that. We real
you
that
guys
shit.
sounded so good together, like so good.
Like it was flawless.
Again, I was blown away. I can't say that enough. I was blown away.
So have you ever actually considered, or have you already done, because I'm pretty sure you have, with actually setting up that setting where it's just a group of amazing ass singers?
I do that all the time. I do that all the time. With the show downtown on last Fridays, I do it there as well. I normally put together crazy shows and productions, and I bring everybody together because I know a lot of people in Orlando. So
absolutely,
I call them like, "What's up? You want to do a show? Let's put it together." And it's that easy.
Yeah,
and it's that simple a lot of times. And I think that's another advice from what the question you asked earlier.
Yeah,
people are just scared to reach out and just say, "I need help. I think you would make my show look better. I think you'll make me look good if you help me and you did your part." You know, and that's not taking it away from me. And I do that. I will call and aggravate a bit like, "What's up? We got to do this." You know,
so you need to come through now.
You need to come through now.
Right now. I'm gonna say it again.
Oh, so okay. We're gonna give a little behind the scenes. Like, you know, we did the 16, the R&B competition here.
Okay.
And we initially hit you up. And again, this is just because, like, when I was like, "Hey, we need R&B singers," your name was just on fire. And then you was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And then we just had a disconnect on our end. But low key, I was like, "Hey, I'm glad."
I'm kind of glad that you didn't join the competition because
granted, this ain't a slight to any of the artists that was in there because we had some phenomenal acts. But I was just like, bro, week one, we would have been like, "Hey, just shut this shit down. We're not doing this no more."
No, I would, but you know what? I would have probably came in it and noticed that, you know, again, you got to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, in the situation. And some people, I'm not the best singer. Some people that will sit down. I don't look at music in that way. You know what I mean? Like, if you sing in that way. But I would have probably stepped back and been like, okay, let me be more of a mentor or be more a step in and be, you know, give them direction of where they need to go in their music. Because that's just a gift I have with it. So I'm okay with that.
So let me ask you this then, because when we did it, we had it'd be a little counterproductive, but we had 4 hidden judges. So we tried to keep it so nobody can run to a judge like, hey, can you please give me a 5 this week? Like, I kind of struggled a little bit. I'll give you $20. Like, would you be interested in being a judge for it? Where you're actually, yeah, that's what we want.
No, y'all ain't gonna put me hidden. I want to be sitting right up there.
Simon Cowell
with a turtleneck on their ass, a turtleneck, and be like, nah, I wouldn't do that. 7.
It's enough for me, though.
No, I would never do that, but I would definitely want to work with them even before. I think that's a good thing to kind of develop them if you're really trying to get them to do it. Like, work with them and tell them, like, if you do that, you're not going to get this. And see if they get it. So I would probably want to come in like that and be more
just like a
of
mentor role.
Yeah, and help them out here. I'm with it.
That would be awesome. Because like we mentioned, we do have a lot of talent here, but a lot of them don't have the guidance, or a lot of them don't have that, just like a big brother role where it's just like, hey, don't do that. That's not it. That's not the wave right now.
Yeah. I'd love to do that for nothing. But here's the barter. Let me tell you how we do business right here. When they get good, they come over to one of our shows. And do when they get what they want to be, let me say it that way. When they get what they want to be, they come over and do one of our shows. Yeah, I definitely work with them. Yeah,
definitely.
That works. See, everything, just put it all together. That's
and that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. It's easy. You just gotta reach out. Yeah. Like you said, it's easy. You just gotta reach out.
I'm pretty sure, like you said, we talked about your discipline and everything. So I'm pretty sure the vocals are always kind of queued up a little bit, right?
Nah. No. You know what? Normally I'd be like, oh yeah, let me jump in.
But you just had a show.
I've been singing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I get it. That's no excuse. But right now that y'all wouldn't get it, I'd rather them hear it, the full thing, and they'll get a show. I got a show. Actually, check it out. Vibe Live Thursday, May 6th. I'm performing pretty much 4 of my originals, 4 of my songs. For Vibe
new
Live
project or.
Yeah.
Okay.
So y'all come over there. Y'all come over there and follow me over there if y'all want to.
That works.
Yeah.
We in there.
Like
but
somewhere.
I only said that just because, I'm pretty sure, I feel like everybody watched the Terrell show. It's just fire. So we were going to do the song Association. Y'all got to sing it. We're trying to see how quick the mind works with the music.
Okay.
So we're going to do 3 words, 3 to 5 words.
All right. Oh, he trying to push me to sing. All right.
We not. Now you ain't got to sing. You ain't got to do it.
You want to know if I know my shit?
That's it.
We want to see how quick you are on your feet.
And we're not giving 11 seconds. You're getting 10. That's it. You don't get that extra second. You don't get the pandemic second that he gives over there. So, Stephanie, you're gonna get the first word.
So the first word is.
You know how the game goes? Y'all don't have to explain it?
I just repeat the word. I follow the next word, right?
No.
Oh, shit. What y'all got going on?
Never mind. So,
what y'all got going on?
Lynn's going to explain it.
So the song association, we throw the word out, and you pretty much, you can sing, you can talk. The song, the word that let's say we give the word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I got to do a song that kind of relates to that. Damn, I ain't even warmed up this morning. Y'all finna get what y'all get.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't got
That's okay.
We already know you great out here. This ain't.
You don't have to sing it. You just name
I can name. Ooh, even better.
Yeah, we will keep it fair.
All right. So the first word is truth.
Truth is.
Okay.
Fantasia.
Okay. Because that was my song.
I'm mad at Kane, so each song would be asking like, your word is turquoise or some shit like that. Ain't never been a song with the word turquoise. But your word is, I'm gonna say ever.
Make it last forever.
Hey.
Ever.
So you can't even resist singing that one.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I thought she was about to hit me with the have you ever. You know, Brandy's just so near and dear to my heart.
That would have been a good one too.
Let me see.
Okay, I have another one. The word is sweet.
Sweet thing.
You're good.
Yeah.
Or maybe my word's just easy. My words might be just a little easy.
I'm here for it. If I don't know it, I don't know it.
He's 3 for 3 right now.
I'm trying not to just be too difficult.
Stir the pot, man.
Your word is night. NIGHT.
Oh. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord.
Oh, see, one with the white classics. White classics in the building. I don't like. He knows shit, y'all. We not going.
Orange.
Let's see, orange.
Damn, I can't think of orange. That Stephanie fucked everybody up. They got quiet.
I'm thinking about the Orange Kiss song. I'm thinking about the second. I ain't got that one. I don't remember about the orange. I don't remember about the orange.
I ain't got nothing named orange either.
Orange and cheat code word.
That's my favorite color though, so I should know some. Yeah,
that works. So let's ask this: like we're gonna let you have being undefeated. Orange is just a cheat code. That was one of them ones.
That was one of them petty moments.
Yeah, exactly.
No, she did it right though. Y'all ain't gonna get on my friend like
that. Exactly. Don't
she said what she said. She just did that. She wanted to make sure I was like
on it. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, she was trying to break up the friendship with that. Yeah. She trying to throw you under the bus.
Wow. Like.
Hey. This supposed to be behind the scenes. This is what we were talking about earlier.
Wow. see how they gang up on me like that?
I see that.
It's crazy.
So.
That goes for the people that swear up and down that they don't be ganging up on me, that they do.
We're just going to edit that part out. It's okay. They don't need to see it. No. The editor's got it. You only edited, so it don't matter.
Cut it out. Cut it out. And see what happens.
What are your favorite songs to perform?
Oh, I love Rather Be With You by Bootsy Collins. Mm-hmm. In the Air by Phil Collins. Some of my original, it's definitely eclectic. Write It Off, one of my originals. I love performing that. I'm a Fool, CeeLo Green. Like y'all say, the crazy, all that stuff.
All that.
And recently, y'all know what's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna tell y'all, don't look at me crazy, but I've been like getting into like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Yeah, like
that's one of Givion's favorite artists. He said it.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm kind of revisiting. So it's been like
it makes you appreciate like music,
all aspects, all aspects of music.
Because I'm not even gonna lie, like when I first heard Giveon, I was like, man, he sounded like he just accidentally popped in the Frank Sinatra tape and he was stuck. But it's just like it fit. When he came out, he was like, yeah, he was one of my earliest influences. I was like, okay, but that was a great musician. You cannot deny Frank Sinatra's sound and talent and all of that. So yeah, that's dope to even just hear that somebody just like, no, I chose to. I didn't accidentally go listen to that. I chose to.
I've been popping it in and I've been listening.
Yeah.
Wow, Frank Sinatra.
Do you have any like ballad records, like just?
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot. I have a couple coming out. I wrote a couple songs for different artists that were just straight piano. But most of my stuff comes straight from the piano first. And then they have to say, all right, Jabari, move your hand and let us put a bass or something in there. And I'm like, all right.
We want to play too.
All right, yeah, we want to play too. So most of them come from that. Every song I can, next show I come on here, I'll bring my keyboard and I'll do, the one-on-one with all of them. And it's all raw. Everything's breaking down because that's my heart, piano. Yeah.
We rocking.
That's your creative process?
My creative process is a keyboard that sits probably by my bed. And a lot of times I wake up in the middle of the night and, I hear something. I'm like, oh, I need to do that. And I'll wake up and roll over and hit a note. Like, okay, I'll do this and mark it so I can remember it in the morning. It's no way of writing. I write on my hand, sometime a lyric. Or now, thank goodness for the Apple phones.
Say it real quick.
The voice recorder. You know what I mean? I go back and I'm like, oh, okay. And a couple of my songs have been written that way. Yeah, nice. It's no real formula, but the piano is my basis where I'd start at.
Who's your favorite songwriter?
Favorites?
And this time you only get one. We let you off the hook last time.
Diane Carroll?
Oh,
that was fast.
Yeah,
you didn't even have to think.
Because see, me, everybody's like, who's your favorite? Babyface. I ain't even gonna play with you.
Yeah, it's Diane Carroll. She wrote like them real big.
Diane Carroll, she go.
Yeah. Favorite.
That works. See, it's like I don't want to make it feel like a competition, but I feel like we ain't getting no question. We're just like, damn, I really don't know. Like,
we didn't get no questions that stumped you.
Yeah, just hella prepared and shit. See, this the perfectionist in them right now.
But you know what? I know y'all cool. Y'all like y'all really are.
Yeah.
Y'all. So it was like that, so we could just talk.
Absolutely.
I see.
Yeah, it was about Stephanie, but it's okay.
Yeah, he fucks with me.
That too. Oh,
Hey,
Don't gang up on him like that.
when y'all editing, just make my side black and white. And you know that "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend" song? Go ahead and run that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just put the clown emoji right here. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
A clown face.
I know.
Stephanie Green. Hey, look, Stephanie getting out of hand. This why.
You said it.
This is why we be having problems now. Jesus, but it's okay because, like I said, like from day one, it's funny when we were talking yesterday, and it was kind of just going to give like a briefing on it. It was just like, yeah, so me and Stephanie gonna be interviewed. My girl.
Yeah, I already knew. I was like, yeah, she got to be on. Yeah, I was all about it. I knew what time it was. Yeah.
So I was like, damn, let me just, y'all need help with the cameras and all that.
It wasn't even like that.
It wasn't even like that.
I reached out to Ben first. You know what I mean? And I wasn't going to really come unless I had my shit together. I'm just going to be honest. So I was like, all right, Ben, I'm ready to do this. And I mean, right away. So it's the same thing. You know, man, Stephanie just, you know.
We just clicked.
We just clicked. It wasn't even none of that.
And
Yeah.
look, all I know is it's the second interview I did with Stephanie, and I wasn't a part of the interview no more. So look, Stephanie about to go on vacation.
You might need to do your own show.
Look,
you might need to do your own show after hours or something. You know, after the show,
after the interview,
right? Because hashtag
exactly.
Remember Queen Fee when they had their Virgo powers going and all that.
I'm Virgo too.
Oh shit!
Oh my God! Yeah.
When's your birthday?
15th of September.
Oh, I'm September 3rd.
Oh, we worked that out.
See, that's why we clicked so well.
Yeah, she gets it.
Why I even said anything about it?
Wow.
Yeah, she gets it.
Wow. See, that's why we clicked so well.
Yep,
See,
right
me and Queen Fee, her birthday was the same day as my birthday, and that's why we clicked so well. And he's a Virgo too, and that's why we clicked so well.
That's
why you're not a part of this.
Best people in the world.
Yeah.
And
Period.
the people listen to us, they wouldn't be half of the stuff that they do.
Exactly.
I'm about to pull a Brian. You remember what he did with Dreesy? Hey, I think you gotta go, right?
That's Virgo shit.
I just feel like you got something to do.
Don't you gotta go?
Oh, y'all shady. Y'all shady as fuck, for real. I'm just gonna call it like it is.
Oh my gosh, y'all is funny.
So we'll say, aside from the album, what's next?
What's next?
I know you said you got the Showcase Fridays every last Friday of the month.
I'm working on some really major shows, producing shows for major artists. Y'all will definitely see in the future. I'm performing with a lot of up and coming cool artists and, you know, classics, and yeah, just stay tuned for that. I'm also writing new music. I'm working on a new project because I already recorded that shit. I got 40 songs in the queue.
Damn.
So I'm ready to go, and you know that stuff I know. I live that. I'm ready to some more shit. You know, I want to be Mary J. Blige, you know, after No More Drama, you know. So, you know, I'm working on a couple cool things, and I'm working on kind of connecting and really making it happen in the city. Like y'all said, y'all hit it right on the point. Like working with y'all, I want to see us. Let's do affirmation in the, you know, 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
And what we'll be, and we'll sit down again and have this whole conversation.
Absolutely.
And we'll be able to reflect and say, oh, well, I remember, you know, whenever we first did our first interview.
And then, you know, we'll be in the shows, and Stephanie's going to be, Jabari, I love you.
Yep, right front row.
What you mean? Right, she gonna be on the backstage on the other side. Like right when I get out, she gonna have a little drink ready. You finished? You ready to do it? Here let's do this. Yeah, I'm with it.
We don't got to show up, y'all. That's all right.
Being gonna be there too, y'all.
Yeah, in the background.
I'm going to be security if I have to
Nah,
get into the
you
show
gonna be
now.
right there. You gonna be right
with
there, brother. I mean that. Thank y'all so much.
Absolutely.
From the bottom of my heart. Like I
Definitely.
really appreciate this.
We appreciate you.
So where can the people find you?
You can find me on jclay29. I'm also on I am Jabari Clay on Instagram. Jabari Clay on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. But you might want to be careful on that one.
Twitter's like everybody's like alter ego.
That's
like,
the dark side.
That's
right?
No, I didn't know that. No. Yeah, but yeah, you can find me at Snapchat, all that cool stuff. I'm the Jabari Clay. YouTube. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, all that stuff. Check my singles out. Shadow. I'm gonna annoy y'all so much with singles that y'all gonna be like,
we ready.
Can we get an exclusive and can we drop the next single?
Hey,
you want to drop the next single?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
absolutely.
email that to us and we
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I give it to y'all when we're
man,
here.
that's love.
Yeah.
That's love for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
They work for me, so just contact me.
Nigga.
Cut.
So,
On that note,
quick question. Unrelated to the music. When you take a shot, do you got like the ugly face with it?
No.
Anything?
Oh, no.
Oh, you just ready?
No.
you
What's
just
up?
ready?
What we
oh,
doing?
he's like, don't even try
give
it.
it a try,
Don't even
nah.
try it.
Oh, okay.
All right, what we doing?
I'm just trying to see because we want to make sure. Oh, I ain't gonna drop it.
I
We want to make it.
best,
Yeah, you get one too, Stephanie. Don't try to back out.
I wasn't ready.
We're trying to toast to the success that's on the way.
Yeah.
Nothing but greatness.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate you coming through and rocking out with us.
Thank y'all.
First
Let's
artist
go.
taking a shot with us on camera. So,
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
We usually get them drunk off camera, but fuck it. We here now.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Some more success. Stephanie make a face. Oh, Stephanie, dog, that shit out. Okay, it's just because Jabari
Now,
here.
I said, she's trying to show out.
Yeah, because as soon
And I
as
look too.
are we really besties? Like,
That was a big overwhelm.
I knew
Cause
she
look,
can. I knew she
as soon
can.
as the camera go cut, she gonna be like, ugh.
Exactly.
She's like, wrap this shit up, man.
It is. I'm waiting for it.
Follow us at Can We Talk Music. Definitely thank you again to Jabari.
Yes.
We're huge supporters. We always ready to see what's next. That's it.